Alrighty boys, today I'm going to be answering every single beginner and or advanced SMMA / short form content / online business question from inside my community. Let's dive right into it. So, question number uno. Wow, we got a lot of them today. Alrighty, here we go. If I start from scratch, no money, no testimonials, no case studies, nothing, would it be possible, and how would I begin, and what things would I have to prioritize? So, okay, if you have no money, no case studies, no testimonials, the first thing you should do is get clear on what is your skill. What is your skill? What can you do best? Once you figure out what is your skill, now listen, the reason why I say what is your skill is because I don't know exactly what business you're in, exactly what niche you're in, exactly what. So find your skill, and then you're going to go out to as many people as you possibly can and offer to do this skill for free. Listen, hey, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. Just start working. Start getting in the experience. Start getting those case studies. Start getting those testimonials racking up by working for free, okay? So the number one thing, okay, is it possible? 1,000%. I did it. I did it with no money, no case studies, no testimonials. That's how we all start. Most of us start with none of those things, okay? And so, yes, it's very much possible. What you should prioritize is making sure that you're actually good at your skill and then getting in front of as many people as you can. Get in front of as many people as you can and network with as many people as you possibly can, because the more people you network with, the more opportunities that you will have. So, that is that one. Now, question number 2, how to network and build connections. Let me zoom this in a bit. Maybe you guys can see a little more. Okay, how to network and build connections in the short form content agency space. Well, exactly what you're doing now. Join Discord communities of other like-minded individuals, other entrepreneurs, and start networking, start connecting, start giving value, start chatting, start getting to know people on a personal level, start to give advice, start to give value where you can. Only give good advice, don't give shit advice, okay? Let me be clear here, okay? But just connect. Like, I know it's like, oh, it sounds cliche, but it's like, dude, just go talk to people. Start joining Discords like this, start hitting up people, start texting in the main chat, you know, like start to be more active in the chat. Like if you're in my Discord, for example, start to be more active in the chat, start communicating with other individuals, start seeing what they're doing, and start talking to people. Like, you only build more connections by talking with more people. So do what you're doing, just more. Now, question number 3. What to notice when niche down? I'm planning to sub-niche in gym niche. What should I consider when sub-niching and if you should? Well, let's put it this way. You can only niche down so far before it's like you're trying to serve, oh, I only work with vegan fitness moms that are 17 to 22 who have one kid and look like a unicorn. Like, you can only go so far. It's like, yes, you have no competition because you're the only one, but then you can maybe serve what, like 3 people? So there comes a point of diminishing returns where niching down doesn't yield you any more result. And so if you're in the gym niche is huge, right? It's a humongous. There's a ton of gyms. So yes, you can niche down. And what you should consider is that when you niche down, there will be less competition because you can be more specialized. Okay, you can say, hey, I only help CrossFit gyms. Okay, you're now more specialized and you stand out from the crowd. But the other con you have to notice when niching down is that, well, you now lower the TAM, the total adjustable. The TAM, total something market. I forget what the middle one is. Okay, Mosey always says it. Total adjustable market, I think is what it is. The A doesn't sound right, but TAM. Okay, like how many people are in the market. And the more you niche down, the lower the TAM gets. And that's not ideal, especially when scaling to 100+ above, right? 100K a month. And so for now, like if you're just starting out, it's really not a bad idea, right? Because you could always be like, oh, let me specialize in on just CrossFit gyms. Once I get really good at CrossFit gyms, let me broaden up to just these gyms. And then all fitness, etc. And then you can go right, up, downstream, up, down, upstream, etc. You get the point. So, yes, those are the 2 pros and cons. Is it a good idea? 100% in the context of, hey, I'm trying to get a few clients. I'm really trying to make sure I look like the best in my niche, etc. Now, let's move on to question number 4, I believe. How to structure your pricing for a short form content agency or any other agency. Should we do monthly basics or per edit, per post basics? Well, what I like to do, okay, there's 2 ways to look at this. If you are just a video editor, okay, and let your ego down. Okay, if you are just a video editor, charge per post. Charge per video that you edit. But if you actually want to have an agency, you want to have a business, and you want to do more than just editing, and you want to be able to, and when I say more than just editing, I'm not talking about coming up with ideas and posting for them. That's not it. I'm talking about building communities, building funnels, advising them, consulting them, doing trend analysis, all these extra things. Then you just charge on a per, hey, this is my package. Right? And so how you charge is based on what you offer. So if you just offer editing, yeah, just per editing. Right? You could say, oh, well, it's $1,000 for 30 shorts, but like it's still technically $33 a short, or whatever the math comes out to, $35 a short, something like that, right? You get the point. So how you should charge for an agency or any other agency. Should we do monthly basis or post per edit per post? Well, like I just said, right? So if you have a package, definitely do a package, right? Definitely make a package like, hey, for $2,000 a month, we build your brand. And here's the big thing that people that forget with short form content. Here's some actual good sauce for you. Is that people like to say is like, oh, for $2,000 a month, why do you use 60 shorts? People don't care about 60 shorts. They don't care about the features. They care about the benefits. They don't give a fuck if you edited them 20 shorts or 60 shorts. If you got them the result that they wanted, they could give 2 fucks if you edited 1,000,000 shorts or 0 shorts for them. They could care less. They just want the results. So instead of saying, oh, hey, my price is tied to the shorts, which now they can start to negotiate, oh, can we get rid of this? Can we get rid of that? You tie your price to the result, to the end destination. Hey, it's $2,000 a month for 3 months, or however you want to look at it. It's $6,000 for 3 months, okay, for us to get you to that 10K followers, for us to get you 10 deals, for us to whatever the end desired result of their brand, if it's just building their brand, for us to build you up such a solid brand that everybody in your local area knows you, right? Tie your price to the end desired result, and then the amount of videos you edit is just a vehicle to get there. Okay, that's some really good fucking advice for y'all. So you all better take that and apply it to all of your agencies. Don't say, oh, it's $1,000 a month for me to manage your ads. No. People want a defined end to get the result. If you just say, oh, it's $1,000 a month for the rest of your life for me to run your ads, no shit, people are gonna leave you because you leave them no choice. They're gonna be like, well, where's the result? People want results. They don't want you to do something for them. They want results. And so when you say, hey, look, listen, I'm going to work for you for X amount of time or do this so you can get results, so you can get end desired benefit. Okay. So make sure that when you are charging, when you're making your offer, if you will, that you tie what you do and how you pitch to the end result. What is it that you actually do? Can you post 30 shorts a month? What does that do for them? Does it get them more deals? Does it get them more awareness? What does it do? And then don't sell, oh, I edit 30 shorts. Say, hey, I make sure that within 2 months' time, you're the most known person in your niche. That's a way better way to sell, and you get less price objections because now you've tied your thing to the end goal. And this is why selling a month-to-month recurring thing isn't very good in context that you haven't sold them an infrastructure up front. That is a totally another video in and of itself. If you want that video, comment it down below and I will. But let's move on so we can answer some more questions. Short form content for how long? How long will short form content still work? How many years on will we continue with short form content agency? How many more years will you continue with short form content agency for the rest of my life? And so should you. Okay, let me break this down. Well, what is short form content? Well, let's just throw the word short form content out the window. Let's just talk about content, okay? Because short form content is just a buzzword. Okay, so let's talk about content. Nowadays, what is the most scarce and the most valuable resource in the world? Let me phrase it differently, okay? Name some of the biggest companies you know. Apple, Tesla, Google, Facebook. Pause. What do all of those companies have in common? You know what's a fun fact? Tesla doesn't actually sell cars. You know what they sell or do? Data. Facebook, what do? What do they sell? Think about it. Answer the question, what do they sell? Attention. They sell people's attention for you to advertise to them. They sell attention. What about Google? Same thing. You could even argue that Apple. Think about all the data that Apple has from fucking tracking us every single day on our phones. They don't sell phones. They collect data. Because data and attention information, right? Attention specifically is the most valuable resource going into the future. And so the person who has the most attention makes the most money. Look at Kylie Jenner. I don't think she's granted, maybe she is in some areas of her life, but I don't think she's particularly more skilled than any of us. She just had more attention than us. And so the reason why she makes so much more money than we do is because she has more attention. She had more people following her and listening to what she said. Simple as that. So content will forever be a huge play because people are going to need to build a brand. People are going to need to have attention. If you don't have attention in 10 years, you won't have a business. Think about it. Businesses literally operate off the fact that they get attention from others. Think about everyone that advertises. What do they want? Attention. So imagine a way in which you can have attention and own it for life. Short form content and content in and of itself is the most powerful thing, and it's a huge play that will continue to rise in the future, okay? So will it die? No, it won't fucking die. I make videos talking about it'll die. Other people talk videos about making it die so we can get views, okay? Yes, we make videos so we can get views. Sorry, okay? Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't even think I've said short form content will die. Maybe I have. Don't quote me on that. Fushin, how to scale to 100K? Lovely question, okay? How to scale 100K? Through what channels are you hitting that mark? Well, you can hit 100K, I truly believe, through any channel, whether that's through outreach, right? Through some outbound prospecting, right? Instagram DMs. You could hit it through ads, obviously. You could hit it through cold email. You could hit it through a variety of places. But here's the catch, is you have to be good. And so to scale to 100K, I really think that, scaling from 0 to 10K is just getting clients. Scaling from 0 to 100K, some would argue, is still just getting clients, and that it is, but it also puts a lot more emphasis on operations. How are your operations? How is your team? Right? Because okay, what does your onboarding look like? Is it smooth? Could you because think about it, if you have to do 100K, imagine you sold people for, let's just say, I don't know you sell them at, let's just say, for example, you sell people at 3K. 100K divided by 3K. You'd have to sell 33 people a month. That's a person a day. Do you have the systems in place to onboard a person a day, to take multiple sales calls a day, to fulfill a person a day? Do you have those operations in place? That's where I think the biggest concern is. Some people can actually get the clients, they just can't fulfill on the back end. That's the thing. The biggest thing with 100K is having a dialed-in acquisition system. You need a dialed-in acquisition system, and you can do that on whatever you want. You just have to make sure it's dialed in, and you can do it at scale. Okay, so yes, obviously, going from to 100K is a lot easier with ads because you can just press a button and spend more. I know there's a bit more complexities with that, but theoretically speaking, you just press a button and spend more, right? Whereas on Instagram DMs, we have to buy a bunch more accounts and now hire a bunch more VAs, and there's a lot more complexity and constraints when trying to scale the volume on a platform where you need more people. Okay, and so that's why ads are obviously amazing. Obviously, content building a brand is phenomenal. However, that takes a lot of time, and so in the kindness of respecting time, we will just eliminate the fact of content and branding because it just takes a lot of time, okay? So if we're scaling to 100K, like I said, dial in one acquisition system. Obviously, ads is ideal because you can just press a budget button and it goes up and you can scale more. And then making sure you have your operations in place to fulfill. That's the two biggest things, right? If you can do that, if you can scale your outbound, you can scale the amount of appointments you set, and you have the operations in place to fulfill 100K, you'll make 100K a month. Okay, boom, let's go down. How to increase show-up rates for cold call. Cheyenne, I can get a lot of meetings through cold calling, but the main problem is show-up rates. What do you think I can change? I'm with you, bro. I know this feels, we cold called a lot, especially back in 2023 for our own agency. And man, the show-up rates are terrible in comparison to all other channels. Now, why is that? Well, there's abundance of reasons. Number one is after talking on the phone with somebody for 5-10 minutes, they've now committed to a meeting. They've only talked to you for 5-10 minutes and they've committed to a meeting. That's a huge jump, okay? So I'm going to go through a list of a couple things you can do to make sure, like actionables, that you can do today to increase your show-up rate. Number one, do not book people more than 4 days in advance. I would even argue less, the shorter the better. So if you can book them same day or day after, ideal. Okay, so don't book people 4 days in advance. They'll forget about it. They don't even, it's not important to them. No urgency. Don't book 4 days in advance. That's number one. This goes to everybody, okay? This is how to increase show-up rates for every single buddy. Number two is make sure they see the call as valuable. So how do you do this? Well, send them a VSL, right, or a video after, maybe even a personalized one, talking about kind of what you do and what they're going to get from the call. Send testimonials, send case studies to make them think that, oh, these people are legit, because the only reason somebody wouldn't show up to the call is if they don't think it's worth their time. And so if you send them a bunch of case studies, testimonials after testimonial after testimonial after case study after case, they're like, holy shit, this actually works. This is probably important to show up to. And so they will show up. Like the only reason somebody won't show up is because they don't see it as valuable, or they forget because it's not important to them anymore. Okay? So cut the amount of days they can book to 4 days in advance. Okay, make sure you send them some sort of content to consume to make them realize why it's important, whether it's case studies, VSLs, testimonials, etc. Some sort of content. Make them consume content. Number three is make sure you are dialing them before the meeting, not right before, but maybe the day of, the morning of, and confirm. Make sure you have automations in place to not just remind them. This is a huge problem. Don't have automations in place to remind them. Have automations to send them content, to distribute case studies, to send testimonials. Have automations to send out VSL, sales assets, right? VSL, video sales letter, you can have multiple VSLs, right? It's just different video sales assets. So use that. And then I think the other two biggest things is calling them morning of, right? Calling them the morning of the meeting to double check, confirm they're good to go. Another thing you can do is incentivize them, right? Say, hey, if you show up to the call, I'll give you X. Hey, if you show up to the call, I'll audit your business. Hey, if you show up to the call, I'll give you this free playbook. Have some sort of incentive for them to show up. And then also, before you hang up on the cold call, double check with them. Hey, listen, I just want to confirm, I respect your time. You're a busy person. I hope you can do the same to us. You're committing to this time, right? And just get them to confirm that yes, this is the time they want to book. Because most people on cold calls, they just they might book to get you off the phone, or they might book for other reasons. Like, try and get them to actually want to book. right? And this could be a whole nother video in and of itself, is increasing show up rates. So I don't want to keep it too long, but that is how to increase show up rates with cold calls specifically. Granted, there's other methods you can use, and there's probably some I've left out, but in the essence of time here, we'll move on to the next question, but I hope that kind of makes a bit of sense and gives you some actionables on what you can do today to increase that. How to improve your outreach strategy. Question number, I don't know anymore. Ziddy, Marcus, brother, how you doing? If we find out, by the way, for context, if you're watching this video and you want me to answer your questions, I'm going to start doing these weekly. So just join my Discord and then just go into the weekly AMA, ask me anything, and just put your question in there, and I'll make a video on it and answer your question. So join my free Discord community, link somewhere down below. Okay, anyways, Marcus, if we find out that we have a bottleneck in the system by data, how do we make a change that will improve the system rather than negatively impacting it? Obviously, we need something to change, but I personally don't believe that successful agency owners say YOLO and hope it performs better. Correct, they don't, okay? So what you do is, let's say you have all your data, right? What you do is, once you've identified what the constraint is, so what variable, let's say if it's response rate, for example, whatever your variable is, or maybe you're running ads, maybe it's click-through rate, maybe it's form conversion, you have to figure out, okay, what is the constraint? Then, instead of being like, oh, I have to fix the form CVR, no. What's causing this thing to be bad? That's the question I have to ask yourself, is why is this metric bad? What is the reason for it being bad? Response rate. There could be literally multiple different reasons why your response rate is bad. For example, your profile could be unoptimized. Your hook just sucks, okay? You aren't following up. You have no sales assets on your profile. You're targeting the wrong audience. You yourself don't have a optimized profile. Like, there's abundance of things that could be the reason. You could be shadow banned, right? You could be not liking their posts and leaving no comments. There could be so many reasons why your response rate is bad. So you have to figure out the root problem. And once you figured out what the root problem actually is, okay, so like, okay, what's the root problem? Then you solve. Oh, the root problem is my creative sucks. The root problem is my profile sucks. So once you find the metric, you have to find the root problem of this thing and then solve for that. Okay? That's how you solve based on data. Find the data, find the weakest KPI, figure out what is causing that KPI to be weak, fix that and tweak, right? Sometimes you'll make it worse, sometimes you'll make it better. It's all adjusting and tweaking. And this is what the best agency owners, the best business people do, is they get data, analyze data, they interpret data, they tweak. Sometimes it goes better, sometimes it goes worse. And it's just keep tweaking and optimizing. That's all this is tweaking and optimizing constantly. Okay, next question. Personal brand, pardon me. Is making a personal brand for a short form content agency actually worth it as a 14-year-old? Also, how do I get over the fear of starting one, as I don't want everyone at school to know about it? Why don't I want people to know? Why? What's wrong with that? Imagine if they find your account where you're trying to become a better version of who you are. What's going to happen? They're going to bully you. Yeah, they will. Trust me, happened to me too, brother. Go watch my last video. How I went from being bullied to making over 100K online. Literally, the story of me. I would get bullied 24/7, okay? At the end of the day, when people die, they're not thinking about you. When people go to bed at night, they're not thinking about you. Your friends are not going to bed thinking about you, okay? They don't wake up thinking about you. They don't die thinking about you. At the end of the day, nobody thinks about you. The only person that thinks about you is you and yourself. So think about this. You are scared of a hypothetical of what somebody else may think of you for doing something that you want to do. The fuck? Now, I get how it can be difficult. Trust me, I've been there. But it's like, you gotta understand that you are living a life based on your perception of somebody's perception of you. That's a terrible way to live. Because now you're living based off what you think other people see you as. That would suck. So, my advice to you is go fucking do it. What do you have to lose? People making fun of you? So what? In 5 years from now, in 10 days, it's irrelevant. And they'll be sitting there working McDonald's while you're fucking balling away. Okay? So, is starting a personal brand worth it? 100%. Obviously, it's greatly worth it. It's a great investment for anybody to make. Now, granted, it shouldn't come at the cost of you doing the things you have to do in order to grow your business, but it's a great investment to make. Okay? So there you go. That is my thoughts on personal brand, especially if you are a young kid. Arda. What's up, brother? Services. What services can I offer for a personal trainer? I'll be honest, it's a shitty question because you give no context at all. What service can you offer? I don't know. I haven't done the research. What you should do is you should do something I call problem analysis. Right? What you do is you write down your niche, write down every single problem they could face, every single problem that they encounter, and then see how can you solve these problems. So what services you can offer is based on the problems that they have. So how do you figure this out? Well, you go talk to these people. What issues do they actually have? Oh, I can't get more leads, but why? Is it because they don't know how? Is it because they're too lazy? What is the real reason, okay, that they cannot get more clients? Whatever the case is, right? Figure out what their actual problems are, then solve those problems. And then go to a personal trainer and say, yo, look, I can solve these problems. I'm going to do it for you. Simple as that. So what services you can offer depends on the problems that they have or the dream outcome that they want. Let's put it that way. Either or, okay? Next question. How can I make a lead list? Hi, I'm going to start cold calling soon and I want to know how to make a lead list. Well, how to make a lead list is quite simple, my friend. Grab a pen, grab a paper, start fucking writing. For real though, all you want to do is scrape leads. Pretty self-explanatory, okay? Go anywhere. Go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on Google, use lead scraping softwares, whatever the case may be, and just start creating a list. All you really need is first name, last name, email, phone number, and then whatever social handle you need to reach out to them. So if it's Instagram, if it's Twitter, etc., whatever. And now, granted, you can have more things. You could have where they live. You could have notes about them, etc., right? But like, ideally, you just really need first name, last name, email, phone, and then wherever you're going to reach them out on. And then just literally in Excel, make a list. Person. Filters at the top, categories, first name, last name, email, phone, start writing them out. Simple as that. Now, granted, is there faster ways? Yeah, go buy leads, right? But yeah, this is just a normal way to do, okay? Next question. Okay, how to find numbers for cold calling. Brother, I'll be honest, you're fucking lazy. Okay, I'll give it to you how it is. I'm a straight up person, okay? You're just fucking lazy. How can you are that guy that wants people to just hand shit to you on a silver platter. Go fucking do the work. Go do the work. No one in his life is just gonna wake up and go, man, I need to make Ali rich today. How can I make him a lead list? Go fucking do the work. Search on Google. I don't know, like, if you're gonna cold call, if you're gonna, like, buy leads, D7 Lead Finder, there's other lead softwares, buy lead lists from people on Fiverr, Upwork, start to scrape them on Instagram, Google, Facebook, like, just do the work. It's quite simple if you just go out there and do it. It's a hard reality, okay, it's tough out here. Next question, Stefan. Yes, sir. What can we charge for short form infrastructure? Ooh, great question. I don't know why you put such a sad picture, okay? But what you can charge depends on the potential outcome that you can provide. Okay, let me break this down. You should charge, not based on what you think you're worth, but based on the potential outcome times the probability that it will happen. So, off of the content infrastructure that you make them, what is the potential outcome that they make? Okay? And if they don't make any money, this is difficult. So you have to make sure that your content infrastructure allows them to have the inputs to make money. And so if you do all the inputs, if you build them up the infrastructure, and it makes them the inputs, it gets them the leads, for example, it gets them inbound appointments, whatever the case is, okay? Based off that, what is the potential outcome that they can make? Let's say if it's 100 grand in a year. Well, you would say, well, 100 grand in a year, and they make this for the rest of their life, okay? If there's a good chance that all these people make 100 grand, let's times it by 50. Let's say 50% fail. They make 50 grand a year for the rest of their life continually. You could easily charge 5, 10, 15, 20K. Theoretically, you could charge over 50K. Because you could say, well, this just keeps happening. You keep making 50K every single year. Now, granted, you'll have a hard time selling that, especially when you're starting out and when you're younger and when you have much case studies. But in the future, you very well could sell this for 50K, right? But for now, you could just charge more. But this is why it's like, I can't just be like, oh, charge 10K. It doesn't work the way. It's like you times what your service can get them, so the potential outcome, and then times it by the probability that that will happen. Okay? And so that's why there's no real conclusive answer. Because I can't just be like, oh, 2K. No. I can't be like, oh, 20K. No. Because it depends on the probability of the potential outcome of what you deliver them. Okay? So if you're in a really good niche where your infrastructure works really well and it gets them a ton of appointments, you can charge a lot more because implementing it will make them more money. Whereas if you're in a niche where it doesn't make as much money, you will be able to charge less because it doesn't make as much money. I hope you're kind of putting two and two together here, okay? Sorry I can't give you a conclusive answer, but that's because the answer is it depends. You know, it's funny, people hate when I say it depends, but it's like we say that all the time to our clients. Oh, what's the price? Oh, it depends. Okay, so the answer is it depends. Last two questions, Google Ads. Can you bring in a Google Ads guy into the server? What the fuck is this, bro? Yes, let me just go. Google Ads. Hey, man. Yeah, there's a guy named Dylan111 on my server. He's asking if you can join. No, he just wants a Google Ads guy into the server. Yeah, can we make that happen? Okay, sorry, bro, you're the best. Alright, peace. Yeah, no worries, bro. I just called him. He's gonna join. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you think I just have Google Ads experts on my phone? Like, I don't know, become a Google Ads expert. Like, you'll be the Google Ads expert, and you'll be that guy on the server. I don't fucking know, bro. Last question, okay? JD, what considerations do you take when advising someone to change price? I'm assuming you mean your clients. Well, this is kind of like a difficult question to answer because I'm assuming, right, you gave no context. I'm assuming you say when you're advising your clients to change their price, they can charge more. Well, what considerations would you take is why are you changing the price? What's the reason for changing the price? Why are you making it lower? Why are you making it higher? Whatever the case is, that's what I would take into consideration when advising someone to change price. This question doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, and there's not really much context. I can't really give you a good answer, which sucks because I feel bad. But you just asked a bad question. You set me up for failure. Okay? So considerations. What do they offer? What is the cost to fulfill? What is the cost to acquire? Right, like what is the cost to acquire a customer? What is the cost to fulfill the customer? What is the LTV of a customer? What will this pricing do? Okay, what would the market say? How would the market respond? Those are questions I'd ask, but then again, I'm still just a little bit confused by that. But that being said, boom, that's been all the questions for today. If you're watching this video, okay, join my Discord so you can join up and ask these questions, okay? Answer everybody's questions. I'll do this at least once a week. So if you want to get your questions answered, just jump in here and ask away in the weekly AMA. Other than that, I hope that you guys got some value from this video and got a bit of insight into, or maybe even got your question answered if you were somebody that asked a question, or if you're still watching, maybe you got some advice on this. Other than that, like I said, I'm going to start doing these weekly, okay? So start sharing these with your friends. Let them know that they're going to get the sauce for free every single week. All you got to do is nothing. You just watch these YouTube videos, okay? That's fucking it, okay? Anyways, boys, hope you guys had a great and beautiful, blessed day and an amazing video, and I will see you guys next week. Join my Discord down below if you have more questions.